And welcome to another episode of English Ed Reviews Everything. I'm your host and everyone's favourite flatmate, Lucky English Ed. Also, welcome to another segment of Late to the Show. Why am I late to the show? Well, because this is one half of Wave 1, and not only is Wave 2 out, but they've already announced weeks ago of Wave 3, and I am quite excited for these figures. Just to give you a heads up, these figures are Masters of the Universe Revelations. The Revelations figures, which are the figures from the Netflix show, which a lot of people like. A lot of people are very vocal about disliking it. I'll just say this. It's the Peter Jackson of He-Man. If you like fancy explosions and sword fighting and if you just like action and good animation, sure, this is the show for you. If you're looking for a story that involves this guy, He-Man, you might want to watch the OG cartoon from the 80s. But anyway, let's just get right into this. Okay, we have here He-Man on my left and Mossman on my right. Let's jump into Mossman. Mossman comes with quite a few accessories. I really don't consider hands accessories, but they are, unfortunately. I would have preferred a weapon or a shield. I don't remember if the original Mossman came with a weapon or a shield, but let's just jump right into this. Mossman, and there go my light. That was my other light. Let's angle this up. So, Mossman, I do like these figures, but for some reason, as you can see, some of my articulation is really loose, and this came out of the box, mind you. I've had them for a while, so I've gotten a chance to play with them, pose them, do some photography, all that jazz. So, the sculpt on it is absolutely fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I can't see any reason not to get these figures. I mean, if you don't like He-Man, then sure, I get that. Yeah, excuse the noise, I'm trying to adjust my other light while also talking to you folks. The sculpt on it is amazing. The rubber loincloth, I do like that. Is very malleable and it moves freely, allows the character to still do certain actions without the loincloth getting in the way. But that's neither here nor there. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the articulation on Mossman, because the sculpt is fantastic. The head is a little small, but the sculpt is fantastic. The articulation is nearly identical to that of the G.I. Joe Classified. So if you watch any of my G.I. Joe Classified reviews, it's very similar to that. So let's start with the bottom. The feet are on a ball and hinge. Not much articulation can come out of it. It can go, yeah. You're not getting really any type of that motion. But it is on a ball joint, so it allows for 360 rotation. They did that because there's no shin or boot cut, but that's okay. He has a double jointed knee, which I like. We have a thigh cut, thigh swivel, which can 360 easily. There's a different type of drop down hip. It's different, but it is there. It flexes almost like it moves in a way that is very different, but still there. We have a waist swivel for 360ing, and then we have a upper torso, mid torso, or diaphragm. On Mossman, that's about as much range you're gonna get out of them. When it comes to the arms, his shoulders are on a ball joint, allowing for 360 rotation. We have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and a horizontal hinge at the wrist, ball joint, allowing for 360 rotation. That's actually a pretty cool, just that alone. I think I'll keep that. Okay, let's pop off one of his hands and show you the other type of hands. This was more of a reaching hand. Let's get that in there. Like he's reaching to grab something. This is more of a claw hand. I guess like if he's swiping at someone or something. Also on a vertical, I keep saying vertical, horizontal ball hinge. And then this is the gripping hand for if you want to put a sword or something in his hand, which is pretty cool. Also on a horizontal hinge. His head is on a dumbbell joint. There is some articulation here. It's getting close. Very little, but there is some. You can 360 the head, no problem. I'm not really a fan of Mossman. He also comes with this semi-weird-like weapon, which is also on a horizontal hinge. It's not my cup of tea, to be honest. He's not my cup of tea. I'm not a real big fan of this Mossman. But let's take a look at the man of the hour, Mr. He-Man himself, Prince Adam in his He-Man form. Pretty awesome. He's just stacked. His articulation is way closer to that of G.I. Joe Classified in that he has a boot swivel and a hinge and a rocker at the ankles, which is, y'all can't even see that. Hinge and a rocker at the ankles, boot swivel, which is awesome. Same articulation beyond that you just saw with Mossman. He also comes with the horizontal hands, which I'm not a fan of. But then he also comes with a fist. Let's just lean him up against that. He comes with a closed punching fist with a horizontal hinge and another gripping hand with a horizontal hinge. Not a fan of that, but whatever. He also comes with this really cool shield that I like. Why do I like it? Because it has actual malleable straps. And these straps just allow for all types of posing. It really is cool. Let's do that. Let's pop this off. Put that on. Actually, I didn't even need to do that. I did not need to do that, because it actually flows on rather easily. There we go. On there, and the power sword in the hand. And now we got He-Man in all his glory. I have the power! Pretty dope. But why don't we take a look and see how he stacks up against other characters, how they stack up against other characters. So let's get them standing straight up. No width. Let's get these out of the way. Let's take a look, see how they stack up against Black Panther from the Marvel Legends. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on, because I speak no English well. Good. Marvel Legends, Black Panther. I had a tape measure somewhere, and I just found it. So T'Challa stands at just over 6 inches, like 6 1/9, while the Revelations character stands at almost exactly 7 inches. So they tower over the Marvel Legends with ease. let's take a look at the McFarlane's Multiverse line. Stand him up completely straight, and from the looks of it, let's get them right next to each other. From the looks of it, they come in at the same size. So yeah, if you count the little ears on his head, he comes in exactly at 7 inches. So the Revelations figures fit right in terms of height with the DC Multiverse line. And let's take a look at one more character before we end this video. One of the tallest characters in the... Got a little dust on him, haven't played with him in a while. One of the tallest characters in the G.I. Joe Classified series. And even now, from the 80s to the 2020s, the the Masters of the Universe He-Man figures are still taller than G.I. Joe. What is it? They coming in at 7 inches, and G.I. Joe is coming in at about 6 1/4. So even to this day, He-Man is just bigger and more massive. Jeez Louise, man. But ultimately, I'm going to do lots of video, well, at least one more video on the Masters of the Universe Revelations, because I do like the figures. I don't like this figure, but I do like the other two figures, the Evil Lyn and Skeletor that I have. That will be next on the agenda. The figures are really, really good, man. They really are. They feel a little light, as if they were made from light plastic. Because since I've had them for a while now. Since I've had them though, there has been some stressing on certain parts. You can't see it, but right here in the joint, it is a little stressed. And whenever I bend at the wrist, the horizontal bends, it looks like it puts stress on it. So that I'm a little afraid of, but they're made for adult collectors, so pretty much it's more like a set it and forget it. Ultimately, I'm definitely going to buy more figures, especially since Wave 3 has been announced. Wave 2 is already currently out, and I really want the Beastman from Wave 2. But in any case, people, this has been another review by Lucky English Ed. Love, luck, and lollipops.